Let's be interrupters. Interrupters of lies, interrupters of silence, and interrupters of isolation. Because exploitation grows quietly in the places where people aren't paying attention. I'm Shari Evans with Project Light, and this month we're talking about what it means to become interrupters. People and communities who step in to interrupt the cycle of human trafficking and exploitation. Today we're talking about silence. See, silence is one of the most powerful things that traffickers depend on. But the truth is, silence usually doesn't come from a place of bad intentions. Sometimes we stay silent because we're really not sure what it is that we're seeing. And sometimes we stay silent because we're afraid of being wrong or overstepping. Sometimes we stay silent because it feels uncomfortable to even bring it up. And sometimes people who are being exploited, they stay silent because they feel trapped. They feel ashamed, or they're afraid no one will believe them. But traffickers understand that if no one's talking, no one's interrupting. And that's exactly where exploitation grows. Recently, I had the opportunity to hear Representative Brandon Guffey speak. What stood out to me was this. He's choosing to break the silence around his own family's personal tragedy. Out of his own loss, he's using his voice to advocate, to educate, and to help protect others. He can't change his story, but he's fighting to change the next one. And that, friends, is what breaking the silence looks like. It's not always easy, and it's not always comfortable, but it matters. Silence isn't always obvious. Sometimes it looks like a teacher noticing something isn't quite right, but then second guessing whether to ask questions. Sometimes it's like a friend seeing some concerning behavior, but deciding not to get involved. It could even look like a community assuming someone else will handle it. Sometimes it looks like someone carrying something heavy, completely alone. You see, silence creates space, and in that space, exploitation can grow. But the good news is, silence can be interrupted. It starts with conversations, honest conversations, in our homes, in our schools, in our churches, and in our workplaces. It looks like asking questions, paying attention, and being willing to say, something doesn't feel right. It looks like training people to recognize warning signs and giving them the confidence to ask. And it looks like communities working together instead of operating in silos, because interruption doesn't require perfection. It just requires presence and willingness. If you remember anything from today, I want you to remember this. First, silence allows exploitation to stay hidden. Second, speaking up creates opportunities for interruption. And third, you don't have to have all the answers just to ask a question or start a conversation. Exploitation thrives in lies, silence, and isolation. But when people begin to notice, speak up, and work together, the cycle can be interrupted. And that's what it means to be an interrupter. If you want to learn more about the signs of trafficking, the crucial conversations we need to have, and how you can join us as interrupters, please reach out to Project Light. Thank you for joining me today, and remember, awareness is the first step, but action is what interrupts.